Okay.
We're recording.
Hello, my name is Sarah Scher, and I'm the Housing Operations Coordinator here at Southeastern Oklahoma State University. And tonight, I want to share with you some information about utilization of our StarRes portal, which is our housing portal here at Southeastern, where you make application for housing and do all sorts of things. Tonight, we're going to talk about the checkout process. So to gain access to the StarRes portal, you're going to come to the Southeastern website. Click on current students, scroll down, click on campus housing and residence life. Click on this button here, apply to live on campus. Typically you'll see a login screen here. The important thing to remember is to always use the blue SSO login button at the bottom. So tonight we're talking about checking out, and in this scenario that we're talking about, these are for students who are planning to return after Thanksgiving and plan to check out from campus housing by December 11th, and then are going to return in the spring. So on this gold navigation bar, we're going to go over to Express Checkout, look at our drop down choices. We want to check out after November 20th because we are coming back after Thanksgiving. This is just verification. Yes, I'm checking out after November 20th. Another important date to remember, it's not something we're going to talk about in this session, but if you do want to stay for the winter intersession, you will need to request authorization to do that before December 1st. So we're going to continue on. And so in this scenario, we are going to check out and we plan to return for the spring semester. So I have selected that. I'm going to save and continue. This is just another verification that you plan to check out. And this is after finals or during the finals week in December. Please note that if you plan on checking out on that Friday, which is December 11th, we ask that you leave before 4 p.m. So you're going to come down here and just make sure that this is your, this booking here is correct. It has the correct information for you. It will be your room number and residence hall. And if that is correct, then you're going to click select, which takes you to the next page and has a lot of information for you. So in this scenario where we talk about a student who is going to return in the spring, who is checking out during the normal December timeframe, some important things to think about are, number one, you're going to get to keep your key. You're going to take your key home with you, and then you will use that key, and we'll talk about a check-in process at another time for when you return in January. So you can leave all of your belongings in your room. Now, you need to take anything that you anticipate needing or wanting to use during the break, because you will not be authorized to return back to your residence hall until the spring semester begins in January. So that is something that you really need to plan ahead for. The other thing is that this is somewhat of a two-step process. So first of all, you're going to come in and go through this process to let us know when you decided that you want to check out, being either before or after Thanksgiving. And if you're going to check out after Thanksgiving, you're going to go through this information. We want you, even if you're returning in the spring, to leave your room clean. You'll want to go through all of these steps. Any of your room space, your shared space, that all needs to be cleaned up, all of your belongings tidied. The trash needs to be thrown out. All perishable items, of course, need to be removed. Your mini fridge will be emptied, defrosted, cleaned, and unplugged, and so forth. So you're going to go through all of this information, and then you will check here that you have read and understand the required steps. Again, I would just want to remind you that you are going to be able to keep your key with you. So that is something that we would like to ask everyone to do before November 13th. So that way we have an idea of, and we can plan for who is going to be with us before and after the Thanksgiving break. So then when in December, you have actually finished your last final and you've packed your car, you've cleaned your room, your mini fridge is defrosted, there are no pizza boxes left. You're going to return to the StarRes portal here, and you are going to come to this screen. You'll follow all the same prompts that you did to get here that we've just gone through. And then you're going to read the information. Again, it's important to understand you will not be able to return to your room until the beginning of spring semester in January once you check out. So make sure that you have everything that you think you might need during this break, and you have already packed it in your car. When you come down here to this signature line, you're going to put in your student ID number, and that is what you will use for your signature. And then check out now. After you have checked out now, then we wish you safe and happy holidays. And we understand that you have your key and you are not to return back into the dorm. Click the Save and Continue button, should take us back to the home page. And at this time, I will take any questions from anyone over this process. I know I didn't cover it that well, so I know there are some questions. Thaddeus, what do you have?
I was just wanting to.
There you go.
Oh yeah. I was just wanting to make sure I can have a guest to help me move some stuff out or anything, or move stuff if I need it, right?
You are allowed to have one guest. We do ask that they use a mask and when they're helping you, but yes, you can have one guest help you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I have a question as well.
Yeah, Braxton.
So we get to take our keys home. What is the payment charge if we lose that key while we're at home, or if it breaks while we're at home?
That's really good. All of the charges associated with losing a key or breaking a key would be the same as they are typically. So I believe it depends on how many keys where you live. So that is dependent on how many cores have to be changed.
So Sarah's exactly right. That comes down to, I believe, and Jamie or Morgan, if you could correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we're currently set at $60 per core. So for example, if you live in Shearer Hall and there are 4 bedrooms, if you're in a 4-bedroom suite in Shearer Hall, that's five doors. The door to the suite and the 4 bedrooms, it all have to be recorded. So that would be $300. If you are in Choctaw or Chickasaw, typically if you're in one of the 2-bedroom kind of suites, that means you have the front door and then you have each of the doors to the bedrooms. That's 3 cores that would be changed. North Hall, because they open directly into the hallway, I believe it's only 1 core, so that would be $60. So kind of, even if it's just North Hall, it's still $60. It's a pretty expensive key. I highly recommend that you put that key someplace safe in your car, perhaps. Take it off your regular keychain, you put it someplace safe, you leave it there for the whole break, and you don't use it again until you come back to campus. It's a very pricey key.
Building off of that, what do I do if I want to come back during the intersession and then I don't tell anybody about it? What are you going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it? That's an interesting question. So you're not authorized to be in the hall once you check out. If you come in, basically you're trespassing, and it would be a policy violation, and it will be handled through that process. If you need to access, you forgot your belt and you really need to wear this special belt on New Year's Eve because you're going to be, doing whatever, then what you need to do is you need to contact us in advance and schedule an access day. And there'll be a charge, I believe. I'm
Just try really to plan ahead and take everything that you think you might need. Anybody else? Thad, yeah, you're up. There you
I
go.
have one more. So for the check-in process, you know, in this upcoming January, I know we'll have our keys. I presume we'll be able to have at least one guest to help us move our stuff back in. Will we have to sign up for a specific time on StarRes or on another form like we did last time, or will we just be able to come in during any time in that week?
Make sure to check your Southeastern email regularly, and any updates on that process that is exactly where you'll find it. And so just make sure that you're watching your email, and so that you can hear from us on that process.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
The intention is going to be to do a very similar process to the checkouts, which is basically just for you to log into the portal and to say, I'm checking in. You can do that starting on January 7th. Now, one key thing is you're not going to be able to check in if you haven't paid your fall bills. And so, you know, that thing that we call the business clearance that we've talked about in the past. So you got to pay attention to that. Make sure that you pay your fall charges. And if you're struggling with that, then I recommend you see the business office and try to make arrangements for a payment plan so it doesn't hold up your check-in process.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Anybody else? So if nobody else has any more questions, I will just reiterate that we encourage everybody to go to the portal before November 13th and make your selections, go through the prompts, so that we can have an idea of who is going to be returning after Thanksgiving and who will not. Those are really the other deadline would be if for some reason you want to stay for winter intersession, the deadline is December 1st for that, but that will be covered in a different session.
I thank you for bringing that up, Sarah. That was actually the thing that I was just going to add as well. So typically the students who might request to be here during intersession, the only people that are going to get approved are people who are fall residents who also have an assignment for the spring. We're unable to approve anybody that is going to be not returning, that's going to be terminating the contract. So the group of students that are here watching this video are the students that would typically be the ones that might consider asking to stay for intersession. And because that's a separate video, I just want to point out it's very important. If you've been here in the past, we've been a little bit more flexible with it. This year, we're not going to be as flexible. So you must apply by December 1 to be approved for that. If you apply after December 1, you're not going to be approved. So make sure you do what you need to do with that.
And check your email.
So always check your email.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for everybody. Again, if you do have some questions after this session that you think of, you can always call me at 745-3320. My email is sserrer@se.edu. Thanks.